Hey guys, what's up? Today we're back with another super simple Fusion 360 lure design. I've been really kind of focusing on these simpler designs to get everybody kind of comfortable in Fusion, but still make some really kick-ass lures. Let's check it out. All right guys, this is one of the simpler lures to make. We're gonna use one command we haven't used before on this channel, the sweep command to do it. Let's jump into Fusion 360. All right, so we first start out by drawing a very simple line. I think we can all do this. Click on one point, click to another, set your length. This is going to be pretty much the length of your lure, and we're actually gonna use this with our sweep command. So set this to however long you want this lure to be. Oh, hey guys, quickly. I'd probably watch this through before you try to follow along. It'll make it much easier. Okay, now we have our line that is gonna be the overall length of our lure. More or less. You'll see the more or less in a minute. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to draw a polygon on this front face here. I'm not an expert on the polygon command, so I'm actually gonna make a mistake here and make mine too big. But the basic idea is you're gonna set the radius, which will then double, and that will be the width of your lure, basically from the flat edge to the center. There's other kinds of ways to draw a polygon, and there's an excellent video by Product Design Online, one of my favorite Fusion 360 channels, that I'll link at the end of this video that you can get all the details. But the basic idea here is set your radius. Again, this is gonna be half of how big you want your lure to be. This is where I made a mistake. I made it 11, which is what I want my overall length to be. It should have been like 5.5. We all make mistakes. Then you set the number of sides, and this is, again, where you can kind of have fun. This is not, again, a very specific way to make a exact lure, and you'll see more about that in a second. So I'm just gonna choose a number of sides that I think is cool. Click OK. Now the exciting part starts. We're going to use the sweep command. We're gonna select the path as our line that we made, and our face or our shape as the polygon that we just made. And you'll see it stretches out directly. Now the real fun is in these two parameters here. One is the taper angle, and the other is rotations, I think. I forgot. So what we want to have our lure do is not go straight back like this and all one flat side. We want it to taper down and get smaller. What you want to do is set a negative taper angle, and that's just going to bring it down. Now the drawback to this type of design is it's difficult to get an exact, precise end result on the tail of our lure. So I just kind of eyeball it here. And this is, you know, a technique that's gonna take a little bit of trial and error to get through. If you wanted to make it exact, you'd probably do a loft, but then you wouldn't be able to do this next step. Now the cool part is this twist parameter here. And this is the number of degrees of a twist, I think. Maybe it could be number of rotations. I don't know. But basically you just set this number to any number you want to, right? Usually they're higher numbers, 90s, 180s, etc. Just kind of play with it. You can get crazy. Like you'll see here, it turns into a giant fuzzball when I accidentally forget a decimal point. Just kind of play with it, right? It's not too taxing on your computer, generally speaking. Just kind of hack in there, figure out what you like, click OK, boom, there you go. Now, if you're one of those crappie lure guys that like those little ice pick lures, you know, you're kind of done. I might put a fillet on either end here on the front and the back, and you'd be pretty set. But I want to put a tail on this because I'm going to use this like a swim bait. And the simplest tail you can actually do is a ball. Everybody likes balls, but they actually make surprisingly good swim bait tails. They have a nice kind of slow thump, not like a very erratic. It's a slow boom, 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 boom to the side. And to do that, it's pretty easy. I create a sphere, click on the very back face of the tail of my lure, make the size that, again, I think looks right. You know, usually you want it about the same size or smaller than the face that you made in the front. And make sure you click join, and that's it. You're done. There's your lure. And it looks pretty darn cool. It's not a normal boring worm. This is great for a Ned, for a swim bait, for whatever you want to do. It's really cool. I just make my mold around the side, which you've seen in my other videos, and I hit print. This is where, of course, I figured out that I made this way too big. But hey, I'll use it offshore for some lings or some snapper, whatever. it'll work. So the great thing about Fusion is it's usually pretty easy to go back in and fix your mistakes without having to redo the whole design. The polygon command doesn't really let you go back in and change the radius unless we locked it, and I forgot. Again, watch the Product Design Online polygon video at the end of this video. So watch that video before you do your polygon design. But since I screwed up, didn't watch it before I did it, I had to go back in and create a new sketch, make the size of the polygon I want, redo my sweep, and just select this new face as my face. And then everything else falls into place, the mold gets made, and everything is pretty cool. Awesome. I'll be printing this one up and fishing with it at the end of the week. Some of you guys have been like, hey, why aren't you fishing? I have been fishing, but it is so friggin' hot, my camera can't even keep up with it. Got some fixes in place. I think I got it down. We'll go fishing. Product Design Online School, boom, polygon video here. My other simple lure design videos are here. Take care, everybody. Tight lines.